Welcome to Be Still and Notice, a yoga podcast. Join me, your host, yoga and meditation instructor Helen Taylor, to dive deeply into the vast ocean of wisdom that is yoga. Explore with me how these ancient practices can help heal and elevate us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in an ultra-modern world. Together, we'll deepen our practice, explore our connection to divinity and our own inner landscapes with the help of special guests, guided meditations, how-tos, and oh, so much more. Yoga has the incredible power to change your life on every level, and it all begins with stillness. Now let's begin. Hi everyone, and welcome to the podcast. It's been a couple of weeks since I've released an episode. I've been so busy. I have been so busy, and I've actually recorded another couple of episodes and haven't had a chance to release them. So apologies if you're sat there going, Helen, where are you? I'm still here. I'm absolutely still here, and there is so much going on behind the scenes. And it's Sunday afternoon, and I have just got back from a really lovely sauna session by the lake with a lovely new friend of mine who's also a yoga teacher. It's been a beautiful Sunday. I hope you've had a really lovely weekend, and I really hope that you have taken some time to rest and relax and fill your cup. Because if it's all work and no play, that's no good for anyone. And I'm jumping on really just to have a personal episode, because I think it's really nice every now and again just to talk about life in general, and so that you can know a bit more about me as a person. So here I am. And I might sound a bit floaty because I have literally got home from a beautiful sauna session. Down the road from me, there is this place that has a load of lakes where they do all sorts of water sports. And there's a beautiful little shepherd's hut sauna that they've built there. It's so nice. Oh, if you're local, you must go. And it's right on the lake, so you can plunge in the lake. And it's just set up and it's absolutely gorgeous. And my friend and I had it all to ourselves. So we had a really lovely chat. And I feel so floaty. I feel super floaty. I also feel really floaty because it's been a brilliant week. Where do we begin? So let's start with yesterday. Yesterday I had our third community Kirtan here in Findon in Northamptonshire, and I'm doing them once a month, and I just absolutely adore it. I adore it because it brings people together. The community is really growing, and it's a beautiful group of like-minded women coming together to chant and to feel good, to be in a safe and supportive space. And there's a really beautiful transmission that happens when we all chant together. At the end, I really like to do a collective om, so we're just all omming at our own pace. And if you've ever done that with a group of people in a beautiful space, then you'll know how wonderful and amazing and unifying it feels. It just brings everyone together as one. So I'm on a high from my sauna. I'm on a high from that. I went out on a beautiful walk with another yoga teacher friend this morning, picking elderberries with our dogs, ready to make elderberry syrup for the winter, which is something I haven't done for a few years, and I absolutely love doing. It feels magical. It feels like a potion. It feels like the beginning of autumn. And when you sip it through the winter, take it as medicine or have it as like a hot drink, not only is it incredible for your immune system and your health, but it also just feels like that you're drinking the magic of summer through the winter. So I definitely recommend making that if you haven't made it. I have a beautiful book where I got the recipe from, and I think it's called I have to get it out. I haven't looked at it for a while. I need to get it out for the recipe. Something apothecary. I can put it in the show notes. It's a stunning book about, we're full of recipes and homemade remedies that you can make from the hedgerows and just wild things that are growing wild here in the UK. It's a stunning book, so I'll definitely pop that in the show notes. I had a nap this afternoon for like an hour and a half because Kirtan does require a lot of energy, so I always feel like I need proper rest. I did some gardening. I roasted a chicken. It's been a wholesome, beautiful, beautiful day. And here I am talking to you, feeling so grateful. My body feels so relaxed and buzzing with good vibration, with the energy of being around lovely, lovely people. And in the background, you can probably hear my little doggy downstairs is playing with his squeaky toy. So welcome to my home. Welcome to my life. And it's something that I like to have these kind of personal episodes every now and again because it brings us together as humans. He's really going for it downstairs. Whenever I read a book about someone's personal adventures or travelogue or something like that, I always want to know the personal bits, like describe to me what you're wearing, describe to me what you're eating, describe, so it makes it really, really real. And I think it's a really important part of human connection, sharing real life and sharing, the day-to-day ordinary stuff is also just as important as the big spiritual questions and the big events, the more intellectual stuff. I believe the day-to-day kind of banal happenings are things that we can all relate to. They're this kind of commonality between us that are just also really beautiful to share. And I think there's so much pleasure and joy in the everyday. I'm a very domestic person. I love looking after a home. I love making a home beautiful. I love gardening. I really enjoy cooking, although now I'm on my own, I tend not to cook so much, which is something I'm going to change, I think, in the winter. I find it difficult when now I'm really busy, to take more time to cook. But today I roasted a chicken. I have potatoes boiling downstairs. I have green beans steaming. And there's a devotional aspect. Here we go. We're going into yoga. Doggy's coming upstairs. Hello. Hello. There's a real devotional aspect to keeping a home. It's a kind of sadhana in its own right. There's a contentment in that. It is a devotion to keep your home beautiful and clean and a peaceful, joyful, comforting, safe space to exist in. And that's something that has been really important to me since I was a teenager. I think it comes from when my parents divorced and we moved from our family home, which we all absolutely adored. It had a stunning garden that my parents worked so hard on. Half of it was a huge vegetable patch. It was a big garden that my mum and dad tended to. So we had always cupboards full of jams and pickles and preserves. Mum made bread and cakes throughout the week, homemade bread. The garden, they worked so hard on it. It was so beautiful that my dad built this rose arbor at the end of the garden, and I have all these childhood memories of beautiful white, gorgeous smelling roses, white and pale pink, at the end of the garden, and summer evenings just being out there and smelling the roses. And then my sister and I would try and make perfume by putting the petals into water. I don't know that it ever really worked. We kind of made rose water. There's so much beauty in tending a home and tending a space. I get a huge amount of solace, peace, satisfaction, joy, contentment. I also find it really creative. You know, when you're cooking or when you're making a space beautiful, there's a huge amount of creativity there. When you're gardening, it's massively creative. It's also quite strategic because you need to plan out where certain plants need to go, when they'll be at their best, how to look after them in different ways. I also have a lot of houseplants, and again, they need a lot of care. They need tending to carefully. Call me a total plant weirdo, but when I get a new big leaf on my monstera, I have two of them, one in the bedroom and one in the yoga room behind me. When I get a big new leaf, I say hello. Welcome to the world. Sometimes I even give it a little kiss. Because to me it's beautiful and miraculous, and it just shows the energy of life's creation. It shows prana, life force energy. And to tend to that energy, to help it, to nurture it, is just so, so deeply satisfying. I absolutely love it. So a home is a really special, special place. And like I said before, when we moved from that beautiful childhood home to a different home, I took with me a pot of earth from that garden. I needed to take something from that home. I needed to bring it with me. I remember we were getting in the car, and that morning I was just so sad. And my best friend, who lived around the corner from me, literally, I used to walk sometimes to her house barefoot and just go to her house around the corner. We've known each other since we were babies, and on one of the last nights that we were in the house, she came over to stay the night and to reminisce and to cry and say goodbye to the house together. And even now, it brings up so much emotion. I slept that night with my hand against the wall of that house, thanking it for all the beautiful memories, thanking it for holding us as a family so safe, thanking it for being a witness to everything, just thanking that space for being so peaceful and beautiful and comforting. And then the next morning, I needed to take a little piece of that house, that home that my family, my parents had built and tended to and cared for, that we all loved so much, with me. So I grabbed a jam jar. I went out into the garden and I scooped up some earth from a flower bed. And I kept that for a very long time until I didn't need it anymore. Because I realised that home can be made anywhere. It just takes time, nurturing, heart, love, devotion, a sense of safety, a sense of belonging. Now my little doggy's going into the other room. So home is a spiritual place for me. I wonder if it is for you. And it's really interesting because, as you know, if you've been listening to the podcast, I've moved 4 times in the last 4 years. And all that moving has really just cemented the fact that how important home is to me and how home is made of so many elements and can be made quite quickly. It's interesting, I sat down to record this episode and I wasn't really sure what I was going to talk about. I was just going to share my week, because also this week, just gone, I turned 45. At the weekend before, I went home to Dorset, which is the county in which I grew up, to see my lovely mum and stepdad. I visited my brother and his wife and saw my nephews. And I also got to meet a beautiful client that I have been practicing with online for the last 6 years. And we finally met in person. And oh my God, was that the loveliest hug. We both cried. That was very, very special indeed. She's a really, really lovely lady. And we connected in COVID, actually through my mum. And this particular client was part of a women's group. And my mum said to me, would you do a yoga session in COVID times for this women's group? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it was kind of an educational introduction to yoga. So a bit about its philosophy, what it actually is. And then we did a little bit of pranayama and meditation. And from that, one of the ladies there said that she would really love to learn more. So we did one-to-one online sessions together. And we did, it ended up being one-to-one. That's it, I'm remembering now, because I put on a beginner's course and one lady cancelled, the other lady just was a no-go. And so it ended up being one-to-one with this lovely client, Sharon. And from then on, she absolutely loves yoga, and she's just been a really regular client of mine. And she's almost finished Hold Yourself, which is my flagship program, which I'm going to be doing a whole episode about very soon, because I really want to get this program out to as many people as possible. She's had so much benefit. So I got to meet Sharon, and it was absolutely beautiful. We had a cup of tea in her stunning garden with my dogs and talked and talked and talked. And although we'd never met each other in person, we know each other very well. And it was a really magical experience. And so the following Tuesday was my birthday, and I'd been spoilt by my mum and my stepdad and my brother and his wife. 2 cakes made for me, lovely gifts, really spoilt. And I feel so happy to be this age. That's what I wanted to share with you. We talked about home and how devotional and special and beautiful it is, because that's on my mind. But I also want to share that I feel really great. On my email newsletter, I was talking about my birthday and turning 45, and it really made me think about my life and what I've done, the adventures I've had, the things that I have done, the jobs I've had, the relationships I've had, the travels, the places I've been to, the people I've met, some of the wild experiences I've had, and how they've all shaped me to become the person I am now, and how fucking grateful I am for every single moment. The really hard times, the split you right open, sobbing on the ground, times, the joyful, beautiful, ecstatic times. So many amazing things have happened in my 45 years on this planet. Some dark things, some hard things, some very sad things, some incredibly euphoric, beautiful, joyful, loving things. The full spectrum of life. And I feel very grateful to say that I have had that experience, that I have been brave enough to put myself out there, to be heard, to experience things, to make mistakes, to live life as fully as I can, as I could. And I'm going to keep going. And I feel the happiest I've felt. I feel the most confident I've ever felt. I feel the happiest I've felt in my own skin. And I think this is the joy and the gold of menopause. That you simply care less about the small things. And you really come into yourself as a person, as a woman. And become more authentic, become more you. I think it's absolutely massive. So I'm here for all of it. I'm here for the growth. I'm here for the bad days. I'm here for the challenges. I'm here for the hard work. I'm also here for the peace and the quiet and the joy and the laughter, for having fun and for being wild and free, and also for being contented, for being still, for being happy with what I have. All of those things. Because we need the balance of the two. We can't have one without the other. We can't have good without bad. We can't have joy without sorrow. We can't receive without loss. I think that's really important for us all to remember, that we need the balance of two in life. So, that's me in this moment. my thoughts on a Sunday evening, as it feels really warm, but I can feel autumn creeping in. It's already getting darker. It's cloudy right now, even though it's like 25 degrees. It's cloudy. And my potatoes are probably cooked downstairs. I'm hungry and I need a bit more water. And I'm going to go and I'm going to bring my washing in off the line. And later I'm going to water my plants outside with love and care and see what needs tending, what weeds need to come out, what needs love. And I'm going to cuddle my doggies and make a fuss of them and my cat. And I'm going to watch something on the TV that feels nourishing. And when I go to bed, I'm going to go to bed with a smile and with gratitude for every beautiful moment that has brought me here, for every moment that has made me who I am, that has taught me what I have learned, and with a smile for what the future holds, whatever that may be. And with my hand on my heart, I hope that you too can go to bed with a smile. And if not with a smile, with love and gratitude for the people around you, the people you love, for your body that holds you and helps move you through this life, for the earth and the air and the wind, the sun, the moon and the stars, for being alive in this moment, here and now. Thank you. And I'll speak to you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Be Still and Notice podcast. I really hope you enjoyed this episode and perhaps it even added something to your life. If you know someone that might benefit, please share this episode with them. And of course, a review would be so much appreciated. Please find all the information relating to this episode, including relevant links, in the show notes. And until next time, sending you so much love and light on your path to yoga.